Namaste and welcome to your simple stretch today. Come to a comfortable seat. You might like to sit cross-legged or in a kneeling position, and preferably sitting on a blanket, something to elevate your hips. And once you're seated, balancing evenly between both sit bones, lengthening to the crown of your head, and softening your shoulders down and away from your ears. So finding your seat here, your asana. One of the Yoga Sutras from Patanjali mentions to find a comfortable seat that supports you and gives you steadiness. Stiram Sukham Asanam. So closing your eyes and begin to let the outside world fade away into the distance. Coming home here to yourself, sitting on the yoga mat. Allowing your practice this evening to be a soothing, nourishing practice. Just gently opening your eyes, and we'll come into a hand position called Mrigiri Mudra. So bringing your first two fingers to the base of your thumb, and then we're going to just wrap our thumb around the bottom fingers and bringing our ring finger to rest against our right nostril. So we'll come into a breathing technique where we're just going to breathe in through the left nostril and exhale through the left. So the left nostril helps to relax the body, to let go of stress, of tension. Chandra Bhedana, or the moon phase breath. So when you're ready, gently close your eyes, and then closing off your right nostril. Taking a breath in through the left. Pause at the top of your breath, and then slowly exhaling through the left. Continuing like this with the own rhythm of your breath. The left nostril engages your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest, relax and digest phase. Letting go of stress and tension in your body, and of course calming and soothing your body and mind. So continue with the practice, breathing in and out through the left nostril only. And just see if you can slowly lengthen your breath. Perhaps breathing in for a count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 4. You can stay with the same count. Try and hover in the pauses between your breaths. Keep your shoulders relaxed, tiny tuck of your chin. Or you might like to come into a 1-2 ratio of your breath, where you inhale for a count of 3 or 4, and then exhale for a count of 6 or 8. So take your time with it. We'll do this for 2 minutes. If you find your left nostril is somewhat blocked, see if the blockage goes away. If it doesn't, then remove your hand and just do normal yogic breathing. Keep the face relaxed. This is a very good breathing technique if you're very stressed or tense. And also good to do before going to bed to help you sleep. Do one more. And then releasing your hand, let your hand rest on your opposite leg. Close your eyes. And just noticing the flow of the breath between both your nostrils. Bringing awareness to your third eye. As you inhale and as you exhale, feel a sense of dissolving in your mind space, letting go of those many thoughts and finding more peace here. And then opening your eyes. Change the cross of your legs. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Let the palms touch. And then as you exhale, draw your hands down the center line back to your heart space. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Let the palms touch. This time as you bring your hands down, let your thumbs come to your third eye. Then down to your heart space. One more time, so you're really honoring yourself in your practice today. And then releasing your hands beside the hips, straighten the legs out to the top of the mat. Give them a little bit of a release. And we'll come into deer pose. So bring your feet over to the left-hand side so that your right foot is close to your left knee. You can remove the cushion if that feels uncomfortable. And then breathing in, circle the arms all the way back up. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist toward your left-hand side. Inhale, come forward as you bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, twisting to your right-hand side. Moving with your breath, inhale, float the arms up, torso to the front. Exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to the right, staying here. And then lift the hips and sweep your left arm down and all the way around and up. As you exhale, release the hips back down. Swing your arms all the way around to the other side, coming into the twist. With your breath, inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, plant your hand and lift the hips. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lower the hips, swing the arms all the way around, coming into the twist to the left. Once more, coming all the way up. And then exhale. Inhale as you lift your chest to the sky. And then exhale, coming into the twist towards your left, pausing here. As you bring your gaze behind you, you might like to drop the chin a little. And it's quite normal for your right sit bone to perhaps lift up a little bit off the floor. We all have a slightly different internal thigh rotation coming out of the hip socket there. And then slowly release to the front. We'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, draw the arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your arms down to the floor. And depending on that internal rotation in your hip socket, you might notice some of you are going off to the side. So listen to your body. You don't have to come all the way straight forward. So find a spot where you can feel a lovely stretch out of the sideways through the shoulders, and then let your head relax. Option here is to flatten the palms, press the hands firmly into the floor as you send your sit bones all the way back. And then inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands back in towards the body, straighten the legs out towards the top, give them a little bit of a release, and then changing over to the other side. So use your blanket to adjust so there's no discomfort in your right knee. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, twisting to your right hand side. Inhale, bring the arms up as you bring your torso forward. Exhale, twisting to the left and adding in this hip lift. So lift the hips, sweep your top arm back. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, let the hips drop down, swing all the way around to come into your twist to your right. Inhale, coming all the way up, and exhale over to your left, adding in this hip lift. Flowing with your breath. Take it nice and slow and easy. Once more on this side as you lift the hips. Lowering the hips down, coming into your twist to your right hand side, and we hold the twist. Option is to maybe bring your back arm all the way onto your opposite hip. Maybe with your left hand, bring the outside edge to your knee to draw the chest through, and maybe relax through the neck. Take a deep breath in where you are as you exhale, release to the front. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and fold forward as you exhale. Being mindful, if you feel that your body wants to come over to the side, listen to your body. And we pause here for 3 deep breaths. Lift your gaze, walk your hands all the way back, and we come around on all fours. You might like to bring the blanket under your knees or remove it out of the way. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Option to tuck the toes under if you prefer. So cat-cow. Take a breath in where you are as you exhale, round your back, hollow your belly, tuck your chin. Inhale, release the belly, lift through the sit bones, crown of the head. And exhaling, rounding into cat. Inhaling into cow, or sometimes called extended cat. One more round. And then come to a neutral spine position. And then extend your right leg out behind you at hip height level, bending your knee. We are going to arch into our lower back, so if that is too intense, then don't bring your leg up so high. So inhale, maybe lift your right foot, and then squeezing the right buttock, and then as you exhale, round into cat, maybe touch your nose to your knee. Inhale, really lift through the crown of your head, your right foot. Exhale, hugging in. So just being mindful of your lower back and how you're feeling. And the next time you bring your leg up, pausing here. Take your left arm forward, turn the palm facing out, sweep your arm across the horizon and finding your foot. And then kick your foot into your hand to lift. Press your right hand firmly into the mat, broaden through the chest. And now exhale, hug your knee back in, and now step your right foot forward, lowering into your lunge position here. And then crossing your thumbs over, breathing in, sweep the arms up, send your hips back, and then exhale, sink into the lunge, not too deep. Sweep the arms back a little and firmly hug your right thigh into the midline of your body. Finding that nice long stretch out of your side waist. Take another deep breath in here. Then exhale, float your hands down, framing your front foot. And then slowly begin to straighten through the right leg. You can always use your blocks. And you might like to peel the toes up. You can always keep a knee bend. And then bring your toes towards your shin to get a deeper stretch through the calf and to target a deeper hamstring stretch. So gently fold forward. Keep the length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. And very slowly rock it forward. And then stepping back into downward facing dog. So lift your left knee up off the floor. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. And because this is our first one, just take it nice and easy. You might like to do some heel presses or any other movement. Or you might like to come into stillness. And take another 3 beautiful, long, slow, deep breaths here. And then begin to float your knees down to the mat. Rearrange so your hands are back underneath your shoulders if they did shift at all. And let's pick up our left leg extended out behind you. Bend your knee and then press your heel up to create that mild back bend, and you are engaging your left glute. As you exhale, round into cat, hug your knee in. Inhale, bring your leg back up, kick it back behind you. Exhale, hug it in, hollow your belly. 3 more. And with this last one, hold. Extending your right arm forward, turn the thumb down, sweep your arm across the horizon, finding your foot, and then kick your foot back into your hand. Balancing here. Broaden across your collarbones. Firmly press the left hand into the mat. And then as you exhale, release your foot, hug your knee in, and step your left foot forward. Coming into your lunge, just check that your knee aligns with your ankle. You might like to tuck the right toes under. Take a cross of your thumbs. Inhale, coming up. Send the hips back a little. Exhale, sinking into your lunge, not too deep. So keep pressing into your left foot and zipper up your inner thighs as you gently lean back a little. If it's too intense, bend your elbows more. Big smile here. So draw the lower belly in and up. Take one more breath here and then exhale, lower your hands down, framing your front foot. Send your hips back. You might like to walk your hands back. You can take blocks under your hands. And then flex the foot, So you're pulling your toes towards your shin and then slowly folding forward. So lining up your spine with the inside of your left leg. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Feel the neck long. One more breath here. And then slowly come back into your lunge. Lift your right knee up off the mat and we step back, downward facing dog. So your feet should be about hip width apart, the size of one of your fists approximately. Your hands are shoulder width apart. And either your middle finger or your index finger facing forward. To allow your shoulder blades to draw away from the spine towards your underarms. Relax your head. And we practice our Hasta Bandha. So thumb and index finger, although they stay on the mat, you feel like you're pinching them together. 2 more breaths here. Nice, breathing in and out through your nose. And then lift your gaze, walk or step the feet forward between your hands. So again, that fist between your hands. Inhale, come to a half lift, flat back position. Keep your abdominals engaged. Keep your knees soft. And as you exhale, let your body fold forward. It helps to hold on to your elbows, crossing your arms, to create that weight, to release tension out of your neck, shoulders and upper back. We'll come up through reverse swan dive, so release your hands down to the floor, little knee bend, press down through the heels and then inhale, draw the arms wide, come all the way up. Sweep the arms above your head, palms touch. Exhale, bring your thumbs to your third eye and down to your heart space. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, so bend your knees, slowly pivot forward, keep long through the torso. The last moment, fold to relax through your upper body. Inhale, half lift. And this time as you exhale, right foot steps back into a lunge position. So if you want to take it easy today, lower your right knee down to the floor. Otherwise again, crossing your thumbs, inhale, bringing the arms up into your high lunge. So draw the shoulder blades down and away from your spine. Hug your inner thighs in towards the midline of the body. Sparkle through your fingers. And then exhale, sweep the hands all the way down. And you can try and straighten through the left leg here, folding forward. Option to take your blocks here under your hands helps to elevate the floor. So you've got a little bit more space. On your next inhale, bend into your left knee and we step our left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float forward into plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Hug the belly. Option to lower your knees. Take another breath in, shift your weight forward a little and exhale, lower the whole body down. Release through the feet and then sweep your arms back. Palms facing in. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Bring your gaze down. Reach into the fingertips. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, release. Press back into child pose. You can stay in child pose for a little longer or come up, downward facing dog. Nice, deep breath in, maybe a sigh out. Option to lift your right leg up for three-legged dog. So your toes are facing down to the floor. You can always lower your left knee down to the floor as well. And then exhale, hug the knee in. Step your right foot next to your right thumb. Option to lower the left knee, crossing your thumbs. Inhale, slowly coming up into your lunge. Draw the shoulders back. Press the feet into the floor. Maybe sink a little deeper and broaden across your chest. Ooh, nice and wobbly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands down and softly try to straighten through the right leg to fold forward. You might like to shake your head a little. Let your shoulders soften. So there's still that sensation of lifting through the hips. Sometimes it's easier to come onto the ball of your left foot to allow your upper body to fold forward. Inhale, bend into your right knee, and we step our left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Shake it out a little. As you inhale, come up through reverse swan dive, tall mountain. Exhale, bring your thumbs to the third eye, your heart space. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive. Keep the spine long and then soften like this, surrendering. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Crossing the thumbs, come up into your lunge. And this time, find a spot to gaze at below the horizon. And then as you inhale, straightening through the legs. Exhale, come back into your lunge. Inhale to straighten, really firming up through the outer thighs. Exhale, one more. Good, now release your hands, bring them onto your hips, and this time anchor your left heel down to the mat. Right knee tractions forward, so your left foot is on a 45-degree angle. Interlace your hands behind your back for humble warrior. Take a breath in to extend your arms out behind your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Broaden across the collarbones. As you exhale, pivot forward, bend a little more into your right knee, and then lower your right shoulder to your knee, relax your head, and draw the arms up. Now hug your belly, look towards your big left toe, and tuck your right sit bone under, so you're not sticking your booty out. Inhale, slowly come back up. Bring your arms overhead. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot and slowly lower your left knee down to the mat. As you bring your hands down, framing your front foot, release your left foot and sink into the lunge here. Option to have your blocks underneath your hands. Remembering you can change the setting. Especially if your shoulders are tight, come upright a little more. Otherwise, if you don't have blocks, bring your forearms across your thigh. For those of you wanting a deeper stretch, come out of the hips a little, interlace your fingers, and press your palms down. As you straighten through the arms, keep the chest broad. Bring your gaze to the horizon, and as you press your knee away, broaden across the chest more and sink deeper into your hips. Maybe lift your gaze. Good, one more breath here. And then gently release, removing the blocks if you are using them. And let's step back, downward facing dog. Just pedal it out a little, shake the head, On your next inhale, come into plank. Option to stay in plank or lower your knees. Exhale, bring the chest down. And again, we release the feet and we bring our arms alongside our hips, palms facing in. Lift through the chest. And if your lower back feels okay, lift your feet up off the floor as well. Bring your gaze down. Reach the fingers back as if you want to touch your feet. Squeeze the buttocks. And as you exhale, lower your hands and feet. Lift up on all fours, press back, child pose. Take a couple of breaths here to let your breathing settle. You might choose to stay in child or come up into downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up for three-legged dog. Option to lower your right knee down. As you exhale, hug your knee in and step your left foot next to your left thumb. Interlace the thumbs and draw the arms up for your lunge position. Find your drishti, your gaze point. Really firm up through the thighs. Hug your inner thighs in like you're scissoring towards the midline of the body. And then as you inhale, press the floor away. Lengthen into the fingertips. Exhale, come back to your lunge. 2 more times with your breath. Take it nice and slow and steady. And then lower your hands onto your hips. Anchor your right heel down. Interlace your hands behind your back, but change the interlace of your fingers. Deep breath in. Send your knuckles back. Keep that left butt cheek tucked in. And then exhale, humble warrior. So press the outer edge of your right foot into the mat. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Your gaze is your right big toe and tuck the left sit bone under. Maybe bend a little more into your left knee. And then slowly breathing in. Release as you come onto the ball of your right foot. Reach the arms up and overhead. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower your knee down. Release the back foot and just frame your front foot. You might like your blocks here, or come onto your thigh with your forearms. Or you might like to come up, sinking nice and deep into the lunge, and draw the shoulders back, leaning back into this imaginary ball behind you. Slight tuck of your chin, hug your belly in and up, and then exhale, float the hands down, and we step our right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Shake it out a little. Option to come into a deeper forward fold if it's available for you. Or you can just bend your knees and come into dangling. And then place your hands down onto the floor. Lift the chest away from your thighs. Heel turn your feet out to the edge of the mat. Bring your heels in and slowly lowering down into your Malasana squat. Bring your hands to your heart space. Press your elbows against your knees. Lift the chest. You can always take one of your blocks and sit on the block if that's easier for you. So remember, you're nourishing your body today. So really check in, use your intuition to support you in your practice. Staying where you are, I'm just going to face you. The option to stay here or adding in your arms. So lean forward a little, so you can snuggle your left shoulder on the inside of your knee and then reach your left hand out to the side. Using your right elbow, pressing it against your opposite knee and bring your hand to your heart space as you look back over your left shoulder. So you can stay here, or you might like to extend your right arm all the way up towards the sky. Slowly release, come back into the center. And we'll do the other side. So just hunch forward a little, snuggle your right shoulder in front of your knee, extend your arm out to the side, fingers point to the back of the mat. And maybe using your left elbow to press against your knee to really lift the chest, let your hand rest on your heart space. Looking over your shoulder. Or extend your arm all the way up and back. Remember to keep breathing. And then as you exhale, come back into the center, hands to your heart space. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, release. Come off your block if you're sitting on the block. And then extend your legs out to the top. You can shift back onto the middle of your mat. Draw your legs a little wider than the hips and give them a really good shake. And then bring your feet back together. You might like to sit on your blanket again. I find it really helps when you elevate your hips to allow your pelvis to tilt forward. Coming into Janu Sirsasana. So bend your right knee. And then drop your knee out to the side. So the sole of your foot comes against your inner thigh. Option to have a block under your right knee for support. Dorsiflex your left foot. Now inhale, circle the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, come forward halfway, pausing here. Reaching your left hand to your left hip onto the floor. And using that hand to press into the floor to reach your right arm forward, to bring your gaze towards your leg. Now if it's getting too intense, especially behind your knee, then come up a little. Draw the foot in so you can bend your knee, and then I'll get you to lift your left arm and fold forward and soften. If you're okay, walk your left hand all the way around to the front. Let your right hand come down to the floor. Use your inhale to draw the chest through. Tuck your chin. Option to take hold of the outer edges of your mat. And as you pull the mat, lift the chest. Take a deep breath in, and now as you exhale, fold and relax into your forward fold. So let your neck and shoulders soften. You might feel the stretch through your right outer glute, the hip, and definitely through the whole back of your left leg. If you still don't feel anything, then reach for your foot. Pull the elbows wide, so you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears, so you're not hunching. 2 more breaths here. Slowly, as you breathe in, lift the arms up overhead. And then draw your right knee in, interlace your fingers at the top of the knee, finding a beautiful tall spine. And then step your foot towards the outer edge of your left leg. If you need to rearrange yourself on your seat, do so. And we'll come into an open twist here. So press the right sole of the foot firmly down into the mat. Breathing and reach your right arm up as if somebody's pulling on your arm. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow on the inside of your knee. You might like to keep your hand up or down and reach your left hand behind you. Gently keep pressing your knee against your elbow for support to allow your chest to travel through, and bring your gaze down to the floor behind you. So there's activity in the right leg, it's not floppy. Take a deep breath in where you are. Exhale, soften to the front, extend your right leg out. Check that you're still balanced evenly, both sit bones on your blanket. And then hug your left knee in towards the chest. Dorsiflex your right foot, right knee facing up to the sky. Gently drop your knee down to the floor. So rearrange as you need to support maybe a block under your left knee. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, pivot forward halfway. Reach your right hand to the floor next to your right hip. As you press your right hand back, lengthen into the left fingertips. Tuck your chin. If it's too intense, remember you can come up, bend your knee and just fold forward. If you feel okay, you can stay here. Maybe walk your right fingers towards the front, lower your left hand down, draw the chest through, option to take hold of your mat, and feel the shoulder blades sink down your back as you lift through the chest. Tuck your chin. Take a deep breath in here, keep your right leg nice and active, right foot dorsiflexed, and then exhale, soften into your forward fold. Close your eyes. And checking in that you're feeling the stretch through the right hamstring. Maybe if your left hip is tight, you'll feel it in the left hip. Just checking in, do you need to go deeper into the pose or not? Remembering this is your nourishing practice. We want to calm and soothe body and mind. On your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Draw your left knee in and then interlace your fingers at the top of the knee. Hug the knee in to find that tall spine. Step your left foot over to the outside edge of your right leg and we'll come into our open twist. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, bring your elbow on the inside of your knee. Right hand comes behind you. Keeping your right leg active. Pushing your left knee into the elbow to draw your chest through. Slightly tuck your chin as you bring your gaze down to the floor. It's normal in a twist for your breathing to become slightly shallow, but see if you can loosen out of the twist a little so you're not going so deep, you're not pushing so far, so that your breath can begin to lengthen and deepen again. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, release to the front, straightening your left leg out to the top of the mat. Coming off your blanket. And if you're using a block, take your block. We'll come into supported bridge pose. So lying down on your back, take your time to settle in, and then taking your block and slide it underneath your sacrum. I suggest you keep the setting low, not to go to a higher setting as we're winding down our practice. And first of all, bring your legs up towards the sky, so you'll know if the block is in the right place or not. Dorsiflex your feet and just let your arms rest beside your body. Some of you might like to stay here, and that's perfectly fine. So it's like legs up against the wall, Viparita Kirani, but you're doing it on the mat. You can also lower your feet down to the floor. Feet are hip width apart for your supported bridge pose. So close your eyes and let your body relax here. Feel the back of your body sink down towards gravity. Relax your face, your shoulders. And softly opening your eyes. If you have your legs still up, bring your feet down to the floor. Press the feet into the floor so you can lift your hips away from the block. Remove the block. Lowering the hips back down. And then hugging your knees in towards your chest. You can drop the knees wide. And just doing some nice circles with your lower back. And then circle in the opposite direction. And then push your knees away so that your knees stack over your hips. And then bring your arms back out to the side. Now, option to take your block between your knees. Place your feet or the balls of your feet onto the mat so you can lift your hips up off the floor and tuck your left hip under as you roll your knees over to the left hand side for a lying down twist. You can also use a blanket or you can remove the block if it's uncomfortable. Just let your gaze be up towards the ceiling and then close your eyes. It's just a simple, relaxed twist. If it feels uncomfortable at all through your lower back, then bring your knees further away from your body. So shift them down. If you need more of a stretch through your lower back, then hug your knees closer in towards your underarm. So just finding that yummy spot for you. And then opening your eyes, engage your abs and come back into the center. Place your feet down. Bring your hips back into that neutral position. You might need to shift through your upper body. Then we change sides. So come onto the balls of the feet. Lift the hips, tuck the right hip under and let your knees roll down to the right hand side. And again, taking a few moments just to maybe hug your knees higher up or bring your knees lower down. Try to keep the shoulder blades snuggling down to the floor. You can always move your arms as well. There's no right or wrong way to hold your arms. And very slowly come back into the center, removing the block if you did place it between your knees. Stretch the legs all the way out. Shift around until you feel comfortable. You might like to inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, give yourself a beautiful body stretch. And then settling into Shavasana, your relaxation. So if you have something to cover yourself with, do so. And as you're getting ready for Shavasana, I'll roll back up to sitting. And once you're lying down, close your eyes. Allow your body to completely wind down now, soaking up the benefits from your practice. And as you breathe in, bringing your awareness to both your nostrils, and follow the breath with your inhale to your third eye space. And as you exhale, allow the prana, the vital energy, to gently dissipate to every cell in your body, nourishing every tissue, every organ. And then drawing your awareness back to the nostrils, breathing in to your third eye space. And breathing out, feel this sense of release, a softening as you send beautiful, nourishing energy to your whole body. Do this 3 more times. And then allow your breathing to settle into its own natural rhythm. Soft breath in and soft breath out. Relaxing your whole body from the crown of your head into your hands and feet. And very gently become aware again that you're resting on the yoga mat. You might like to take a beautiful deep breath in and a sigh out. Bring some movement back into the extremities of your body, wriggling your toes, your fingers, maybe move your head from side to side. And slowly rolling over towards your favorite side. And then pushing yourself upright to a comfortable seat. There's no hurry. Once you're seated, bring your palms towards the center of your chest for Anjali Mudra. Closing your eyes. And then slowly bringing your thumbs to your third eye. For clarity of thought, bring your thumbs to your lips. For clarity in speech and to speak with the truth. And then draw your hands down back to your heart space. To connect to the compassion and gratitude within. Namaste.